a great opportunity to collaborate with the Bosch Group. So the best person to explain you into details how to collaborate and how to enter into collaboration with the Bosch Group through the Bosch Venture Forum is Heribert Uhl. Hello, Heribert.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. So Heribert, you're Senior Investment Director at RBVC. Could you introduce us in more detail what is the Bosch Venture Forum?
Yeah, thank you, Charlene, for the brief introduction. Basically, I am with Robert Bosch Venture Capital since 2011 and with Bosch in general since 1999, working in different units at Bosch, mainly in the automotive area for driver assistance. At that time, autonomous driving was far away from any realization due to missing regulations, sensors, and accompanied software technologies and computational power. And this basically takes me directly to our last year's as well as to the 2080 Bosch Venture Forum topic and theme. In 2017, the forum was dedicated to artificial intelligence and blockchain technologies. AI makes a decisive contribution to realize autonomous vehicles. And of course, in addition to new sensor technologies and sensor fusions, two representative RBVC investments are AI Motive, a full-stack software company delivering artificial intelligence-based software for self-driving cars, as well as TetraVue, our ultra-high-resolution LiDAR company, which will help to enhance the capabilities of automated vehicles. The forum topics were, of course, not limited to automotive only, intended to get a wide application base from different verticals and industries. Let me give you some numbers to our last year's Venture Forum. 135 startups applied from 21 different countries, and there are 15 startups selected to pitch at the event. The winner was Wave, a company which connects all members of the supply chain to a decentralized network and allows them a direct exchange of documents, which is made possible by using blockchain technologies. This year's forum is dedicated to next generation computing.
Hans, could you explain us what is the objective of the event for you at the Bosch level?
Sure. Well, we are actively seeking for startup companies focusing on next generation computing in software and hardware. Similar to our last year's topic, we want to keep this widely open. The selected companies will be invited to the Bosch Venture Forum 2018 in Stuttgart, Germany, to pitch their business to a broad Bosch audience. So high-level decision makers in Robert Bosch Venture Capital, as well as the Bosch Group business units, are interacting in one-to-one sessions with the selected companies to discuss potential synergies and collaboration opportunities. Please note that the Bosch Venture Forum is a Bosch Group internal event only, organized by the Bosch Venture team every year.
So you have different collaboration opportunities indeed. Could you explain that in more details?
Sure. The dedicated collaboration opportunities. It could start with partnering with the Bosch Group and its tier 1 suppliers, alongside with building customer relationships and getting marketing and support for national and international rollouts. Last but not least, development corporations of course, getting a minority investment by us, by RBVC.
So let me ask our participants if they were already aware of this type of collaboration with the Bosch Group. So you as a participant, you can answer these questions. Did you know about startup collaboration opportunities for the Bosch Group? You just have to click to say yes or not, and that will be useful for us to know. So actually it seems that about we still have some votes to be done. I can monitor that. So for the people who haven't answered yet, just give you 2 additional seconds to do so. So it seems that about 60% of the startups didn't know about this kind of opportunity, which is very interesting and give us the opportunity to explain in more detail how to collaborate with the Bosch Group. So if we move to the next slide, Heribert, can we can you explain us in more details the different Bosch activities so the companies participating to the webinar today can have a better idea on how to collaborate with the Bosch Group?
Yeah, sure. But let me start firstly with the Bosch itself before digging deeper into the Venture Forum topic, next generation computing. Bosch's main focus is to enhance the quality of life using innovative technologies. Having said that, how we want to achieve that goal? With over 62,000 R&D employees across the globe working at 125 locations, we think that we are well positioned and recognized as one of the world's leading international provider of technologies and services. We invested in the past 5 years more than 30 billion euros in research and development. Our objective is to develop innovative, useful, and exciting products and solutions to enhance the quality of life. Technology that is invented for life. But let's have a deeper look on Bosch's key figures and active business areas. With over 400,000 employees and 78 billion euros in sales, we are active in 4 different business sectors. Mobility solutions, which is the largest share of sales with roughly 61%. The rest is spread out to industrial technology with Bosch Rexroth and Bosch Packaging, as well as the energy and building technology sectors with, for example, Bosch Thermotechnologies. And the last sector, consumer goods, with Bosch PowerTech or Bosch Siemens Household Appliances, which is totally 100% Bosch. That's our 4 different business sectors.
So you are open to collaboration, I guess, in those different application sectors. But are you open to collaboration in other fields? So companies that are development or activities in other fields, could they apply as well to this Bosch Venture Forum dealing with next generation computing?
Yeah, we should have applications that are in that business sectors or cross-sectional in this to be strategical to Bosch.
Right. And in terms of geographical location, do you have some specific expectations or is it quite open?
No, as we have a global network, we are open to receive applications from any regions in the world. We are active in 60 countries across the globe with over 400 regional subsidiaries, including sales and service partners. Bosch's global manufacturing and sales network covers nearly every country in the world.
Right, so it's really a great opportunity, as we said, a golden opportunity to collaborate with the Bosch Group and also to enlarge the market for the company collaborating with you, because you have also a good distribution network all over the globe, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
So now the topic of the Bosch Venture Forum is next generation computing. So why this topic actually?
Yeah, as mentioned in the beginning, artificial intelligence is an important topic for self-driving cars. Bosch and our portfolio companies at RBVC, for example, AI Motive, is using AI and deep learning algorithms in this area. But all need sufficient computational power. During the 2017 Bosch Connected World in Berlin, Bosch announced together with NVIDIA to team up for new brains for autonomous driving. AI Motive announced at the CES 2018 that they developed their own hardware platform called AIware to have a sufficient computational power on board for their AI algorithms. Further example is our portfolio company Graphcore from RBVC. They are designing chips for artificial intelligence applications. And last but not least, Bosch builds up a chip factory in Dresden, Germany for €1 billion, operated from 2021. Aim is to produce processors to serve e-mobility as well as, among other things, in the Internet of Things space. So please help us with your applications, with your ideas to enhance and to enable our activities in all of our business sectors. We got already software-related applications for our this year's Venture Forum in AI, blockchain, or cybersecurity, which is in principle fine with us, but please clearly describe in your application why you think it will contribute and link to next generation computing, and why it will be outstanding compared to today's activities and technologies in this area.
And what is really interesting in what you just explained is that it's very strategic and very interesting for the Bosch Group at the industrial level. But what is very also interesting is that in the Bosch Group, you have investment activity and you're part of that. So it will be really interesting also if you could explain us in more detail what are the Robert Bosch Venture Capital activities and how to collaborate with you.
Yeah, sure. Happy to do that. Briefly to RBVC itself, so Robert Bosch Venture Capital. Our venture was founded in 2007 as the venture capital arm of the Bosch Group. The team size currently is 24. As of 1st of April, we are growing this year to 28. We are 18 investment manager, including 6 partners, rest is support staff, and 2 open innovation platform managers. We are currently establishing an open innovation platform to promote closer collaborations between startups and business units at Bosch. Our offices are located in Stuttgart, Frankfurt, Tel Aviv, and Shanghai, plus an official affiliated office in Sunnyvale, US. In general, we are organized like an institutional fund, but with only one limited partner, that's Bosch. On this base, we made overall 45 direct investments in startups since 2007. Still active in the portfolio of RBVC are today 34. Our investment criteria and benefits are the following. We need a strategic fit to the Bosch search areas, and it should be complementary to Bosch activities and not in competition. But we are searching also for peripheral new business opportunities, supporting startups with operational experience and our worldwide Bosch company network, and we offer network with startup communities on a worldwide basis. We need a breakthrough innovation in technology and business model to pursue an investment, and of course all based on risk-adequate financial returns. The next slide will show this in more detailed numbers. Our areas of interest are clustered into 4 search fields. First is automation and electrification, followed by energy and energy efficiency, or better, the whole clean tech area, enabling technologies, as well as healthcare, where we can leverage our electronic expertise and know-how from main business sectors. This search cluster contains 17 separate focus areas. They all are described in more detail on our website. Investment targets are mostly startups. Besides these direct investments, we invest also in funds, currently 15 worldwide, in order to increase deal flow and access to markets. The share of funds versus direct investments is currently about 20 to 80. In addition to our investment activities, we have started in 2013 sponsorships and cooperations with different accelerator companies worldwide. For example, it's Plug and Play in US or Startup Bootcamp in Berlin. The focus regions are today Europe, North America, Israel, and China. In terms of the investment stage, we are targeting a balanced stage fund from early to late stage financing rounds, inclusive follow-on investments in successful portfolio companies. The investment in each of our portfolio companies varies from 500k euro for seed investments and 1 to 4 million euro in early stage financing rounds. In follow-on rounds, we reaching typically aggregated investments of approximately 6 to 10 million euro. The equity position is in the range of 10 to 20%, and we request support seed. Happy to lead the rounds or follow the leads in an investor syndicate. Today, we have 420 million under management and working on a virtual fund basis, and we will probably apply for a follow-on fund later this year.
So indeed, a great opportunity of collaboration. So thank you very much, Aribel, for this very nice introduction. I take the opportunity to ask our participants today, do not hesitate to ask your questions. There is a question box, as you can see on the right here. So at the end of this session, we will answer all your different questions. Don't hesitate to write it down. And I think that now it's really the beginning to give you a bit more information on how this Bosch Venture Forum will be organized. So it's a 2-day event, as you can see here. And the first day, the 17th of July, will be dedicated to welcome you at the Bosch Group. And this welcome will be done by your sponsor contact points. It means that for each of the selected company to join this event, you will meet with a member of the RBVC team that will support you during the whole event. So it's already a very good opportunity because you will have a great support for RBVC team to do two things. First, to review your pitch and your presentation, and we will review that together also. And also to prepare your one-on-one meeting with the Bosch Group business units. As Heribert said, it's an internal event, so it's only people from the Bosch Group that will attend this event, and they are here to meet with startups to collaborate with and to partner with. So it's first day, it's already a very good opportunity for you for collaboration. Second day, it will be the big day for you, actually. The first will be a keynote presentation on next generation computing. And then Wolfgang Brunner from the Bosch Group will introduce Bosch activity in next generation computing. So you will get more information on also what are the activity of Bosch in this field. So that's also a great opportunity for you to prepare your one-on-one meetings with the Bosch business units. Then all the selected company will pitch, and it will be a presentation and Q&A session. And the goal here is to introduce you to the different business units of the Bosch Group, as you understood. And in the afternoon, we will organize one-on-one meetings. So you see, in 2 days, you have both the opportunity to meet and discuss with the investment team of the Bosch Group and also with the other teams to work on collaboration. So again, don't hesitate to apply to this event because it's really a great opportunity. So how to apply? And first, before explaining you how to apply, I would like to ask you if you are planning to apply. So that will be very useful for us to know. So you just have to answer yes or not. We accept also maybe in the yes, but it's very interesting for you to know what are your plan. It's interesting for us at Blumorpho level because we are also here to help you to do so and to answer your questions. So don't hesitate to answer here. I just give 2 more seconds for the one who haven't answered yet. So thank you very much. So now that you have answered, I can explain you how to apply. So it's quite simple, as you can see on this slide. You have a website. So yeah, sorry for that. You have a link here to the RBVC website, where you have also a very good description of the Bosch Venture Forum event. And as you can see on the right, on the Blumorpho website, you have the application form. So I don't know if you have already started applying, but that's also very interesting for us to know. If you have already started or not, please answer that for different reasons, because if you have started applying, we will review your application, and I will explain later on. If you apply before the 15th of March, we will have a first feedback, and then the ability to improve your application if necessary. And if you haven't started applying, I will encourage you to do it as soon as possible, so we can give you also a feedback and increase your chance of success. So I think still wait for a few answers. So I give you 2 more seconds to answer, and again to take this opportunity to get some advices on your application. So how to apply? So you will see we have a profile to be filled in, and this is what you will see on the website. So Heribert, maybe you can describe a bit what we're expecting from the company profile and why it's important.
Yeah. First of all, it's important that you describe the technology focus, and please describe also why it is linked from your perspective to next generation computing software and hardware. And there is also already a question from Charles, if AI is still in. Yes, it is, but please make sure and indicate why this AI technology is linked to next generation computing. Is it on a better hardware computational power, or a better link between different, or is it in the edge computing space where you had a smaller footprint on the device itself, on the IoT device? So please make this clear in that area. So please indicate also in which of our Bosch sectors is your field, your application area. Then, of course, short description, really short description of your company itself. And what is the problem you want to solve? What is the need in the market? Yeah? And please describe your product briefly. What is the technology readiness? So what is the maturity level of your product and technology behind? And clearly identify also and describe the differentiation to others and also your USP. What is the targeted market? Important, yeah, so that we can estimate also the market size, and please indicate that too, yeah, and how you want to make revenue, yeah, what is your basic business model behind? And there is also a question in regards to, is it only on product or is it on services? Is it, of course, both? It's services and product related. Also, where's the market currently? Is it market ready? Yeah. And what is the differentiation to the competition in the market, to the competition to existing players, as well as to other startups or early stage companies? And please indicate too your expected synergies with the Bosch Group. Yeah, what do you aim for? Why do you apply? Is it a minority investment, so from the Robert Bosch Venture arm, or is it a partnering with Bosch, or combined with the minority investment and partnering, or a co-development together with a dedicated division at Bosch? Do you have other ideas for collaboration? And are you already in contact with the Bosch Group or us at the Bosch Venture arm? Yeah, in one of our regions where we are active. And of course, last but not least, describe the strength of your team, which is obviously often or the majority of the success profile of your company.
Thank you very much, Heribert. So as you can see, quite a lot of information are requested, and you just have one application to answer to all those questions and to explain all of that. And the challenge is high because you will see you have a limited number of characters to answer all those questions. Why we do that way? Because it's very important for us that you explain what you do, being to the point, focusing on the key messages and focusing on your key added value. Why it's also very important we do that way, it's because this application form will be distributed to the different teams in RBVC, and later on during the Bosch Venture Forum we will use it also to introduce your company on the booklet that will be distributed to the Bosch Group business units. So this preparation, it's quite a challenge, we can totally understand that, but it's also very important to highlight the value of your company and to raise interest for collaboration with you. So that's why, again, the sooner you start the application, the better we can support you to make sure that you have filled everything and we can make a fair assessment of your company to enter in collaboration with the Bosch Group. We are here also today to guide you through this application form, to explain you also how to do it and what has also the selection criteria, so you can also have a clear understanding on what to highlight. So, Heribert, could you explain us what are the selection criteria you are taking into account when you're assessing a company?
Yeah, sure. Important, the next slide. So important for us is the innovation, leverage in the technology or your dedicated business. Please indicate the differentiation. Yeah, this is very important. Yeah, why you are the best in that area. And of course, as we are a corporate venture capital, we need a strategic relevance to the Bosch activities. This should be there. The targeted market, which is obviously also in the Bosch sectors, but it could be also that, for example, if you have a dedicated product or technology which is also for the automotive space, but you see that it is more in the consumer space, you get a better traction and be earlier in the market, and having revenues in place with that, that's fine. If we see that this technology could be also used for the Bosch sector in the automotive space, and due to the automotive space at all, it needs a much longer time to get revenues. The business model behind and the growth potential should be seen. So this is an important point for us also as the venture arm to get to a nice exit, and of course a successful team. Yeah, so we need to see the team that it is capable to do and to build up that business and product. I also want to give you based on our experience in organizing such events, we want to emphasize that the following do's and don'ts that you should keep in mind as you fill out the application form. So please be to the point and accurate. Show your vision clearly and how you want to become a unicorn in the next generation computing space with a relevant go-to-market strategy. Highlight your differentiation and highlight the quality of your team and provide data on the market size and expected growth. And please do not too generic wordings. So to be to the point is a very, very crucial thing, so that we can also judge all your applications well.
And as I said before, if you apply before the 15th of March, you will receive the first feedback, and then you will have the ability also to improve your application if necessary. So don't hesitate to do that. If you submit, you will have the ability to resubmit again if you need to make any changes. Don't miss this opportunity. So Heribert, this is about the application form that will be used, as we said, for the booklet. But during the day, the 17th and 18th of July in Stuttgart for the Bosch Venture Forum, the company will have to pitch. They will have to introduce themselves in 6 minutes. Could you explain us what you're expecting from them?
Yeah, sure. It's really an elevator pitch. So you have 6 minutes sharp to present your business and business model and your company, and there is a 3-minute Q&A after each presentation. So and the presentation, what we expect here, the presentation should be get an overview on your company itself, show your team the problem and solution which you are solving, the innovation and the clear positioning of the USP, the market itself, clearly your business model, and why you are at the venture forum. So you want to have an invest, you want to have a cooperation, want to be a supplier, want to work together with the Bosch Group. This is important, and all in this in 6 minutes, please.
Yeah, absolutely. And 6 minutes could be short to do that. That's why, as I said before, entering into the Bosch Venture Forum process is not only an event. It's really a great opportunity to collaborate with Bosch, but also to get some key advices on how to introduce your company to investors. And to do that, we will organize on the 5th of June with the Bosch Venture for the RBVC team. We will organize a webinar so we can give you some advices and also more detailed feedback on how to do your presentation. That's also we consider a very strong support that will be provided to you, because that will apply to introduce you to your company to the RBVC team, but that will apply also for any private investors you're going to meet with. So again, as I said, the Bosch Venture Forum is really much more than an event. It's a strong value for your company. If you have also some questions, most of you know Ermira Vodo from Blumorpho. She has been in contact with, I think, quite a lot of you. So don't hesitate to contact her if you have any questions. But when we speak about contact, we are very interested to know also if you are already in contact with the Bosch Group, because that could also help us to make the evaluation and also to get some feedback from people internally. So it would be good if you could answer these questions. Are you already in contact with the Bosch Group or not? And when we're speaking about the Bosch Group, it's a different business unit of the Bosch Group. And just I will ask you the question about existing discussion or contact with the RBVC team. So that's for the Bosch group. And now if you can answer to if you have any contacts with the RBVC team, that will be also very useful and will help also us to assess your application and to give you also some feedback. Because here again, we want to be quite supportive. It's not just a selection, it's really strong support we are providing you. So don't hesitate to answer these questions. Okay, thank you very much for that. Now, about the process. So we are currently in the phase where we are collecting application, as you understand. And the final application deadline will be on the 22 of April. And so it will be really the deadline for application, so no more submission after the 22nd of April. And the 16th of May, all the company will receive feedback. And as you can see here, we will also provide feedback to the non-selected company. And that's also very important to us because we want to explain you why you have not been selected for the one that are not selected and to provide you with concrete information. So that's part also of the process. And again, that's also a strong value that we're going to bring you. As Heribert said, 15 companies will be selected. But we know also from the past that some of the companies that were not selected to come to the event had discussion with the Bosch group in any cases. So, as I said before and several times today, it's really the goal is really to enter into collaboration with the Bosch group. For the selected company, so we will have this webinar to prepare your pitch on the 5th of June. And then we will prepare a training session from the 19th of June to the 6th of July. So you will receive also feedback, and so you will make sure you're ready for the Bosch Venture Forum. And on the 17th of July, then you make the final rehearsal with the RBVC team. So a lot of action during all this process, but we think also a great information and great feedback for your company. So as you know, if you have any question, you don't hesitate to contact us, as you have seen the contact details. But you have also the ability to ask your questions. So don't hesitate to do that. And before we do that, I'd like to ask you an additional question. So you have time also to write your question on the question box. I'd like to know what is your main interest in being selected for the Bosch Venture Forum. Is it to get fundraising? Is it to enter into collaboration with the Bosch group? Or is it something else? Again, please take the time to answer because that will be also very useful, both for your application, but also for the Bosch group to better address your interests. So I give you 2 more seconds, and just after, Heribert will answer your questions. Again, don't hesitate to ask them. So, Heribert, are you ready to answer the questions for our participant today?
Yeah, sure. There was one question from Brian in regards to the timeline. If he needs to close the funding by mid of the year, and this is not aligned, of course, with the venture schedule for our event. And Brian, you can also apply to that, and of course get in contact directly with us in parallel. And we will see if it makes then sense to pursue on an investment and also perhaps then invite you directly to the venture forum. So this is not in a contradiction. I think Mike asked, is it just for product companies or also for service companies? I answered that already. Yes, it is for both. So we are looking also for service models, software as a service, product as a service, and so on and so on. Also, the question from Charles was in regards to AI software. I indicated already that it should be a clear link to the next generation computing, yeah, and why this AI software, and you know we had that as a last year topic already, why this AI software contributes more to the next generation computing and so hardware platforms, for example. this will be important. But AI in general is in the field. Then Benno asked in the one-to-one meetings if there are experts from high HPC, next generation HPCs, or if there are business leaders from generalists. And this is a mixture, I guess. So there are, of course, people also from the Bosch Group which are experts in that area, but a lot of them are high-level development leader and business experts in the dedicated business sectors and divisions. So Pascal, what particular interest do you have within the healthcare sector? Here it's clear it's a small portion where we are. This is a business field where we are not so active, but what we want to do with that area is really to focus on things which are related to our electronics know-how. So lab on chip, for example, is a good example. So we are not in surgery or others. It should be leverage the electronic know-how, the sensor know-how, and you know perhaps that our automotive acceleration sensors, which are originally developed for electronic stability control for every car, are now all in more or less all the mobile phones, integrated. And this is where we are looking for different areas, to bring our technology in different sectors. Jeremy asked, quantum computing is relevant for all the interesting areas you are focusing on. What is the Bosch perspective on the strategic importance or relevance of the quantum computing? I think this will be presented also during the keynote from our Bosch experts here. And we have also a keynote invited who will make a broader look on that and give this perspective where we want to go there. But of course, we are currently not in quantum computing, but we want to see when and how we want to step into that area from the Bosch Group perspective. So Anthony asked if cognitive computing solutions that build application for industrial knowledge graphs could be also considered. Yes, sure, we will have a look on that. Georgius asked, has Bosch Group historically been an early adopter in new technologies? Any indication? Yes, we are an early adopter, but we often follow also because we have a great industrialization know-how. And we have often ideas which are far too early developed into the market. And yeah, this is sometimes an issue, but we are able to bring that to the market very quickly due to our industrialization know-how. Any indication of rough timelines in getting in an initial engagement with Bosch BUs up to the point to proof of concept agreements is signed? Depend on the interest of the Bosch Group business units. Could be fast, but there is no dedicated timeline behind. I think you have to have an interesting product, technology, business model, and then the interesting part will be kept up, and you will have a collaboration in place with the guys. So again, a question on healthcare or e-health belongs in which application area? I think I mentioned that already. E-health is one part, of course. So please apply for that, and then we will decide if it makes sense to further pursue and to accept.
There is some question about the application mode, I would say. So about the ability to have multiple application area. Yes, you can select more, and if you have any questions or any troubles on the application file, just contact us. And for the question on the ability to add materials, not for the moment. You can't add any additional materials, but if we need additional information, we will contact you.
Yeah, sure.
And also, yes, we had a questions about, you're right, no, it's true that 2 of the questions were not in your original application that you already filled in, but we will contact you are already done, I guess. And we will enter this two information with you. So this is exact. And what we have done, we have highlighted the quality of the team, because indeed it's very important. And most of the time, the company applying didn't have time, space enough to answer to this question. So we made a specific box for the quality of the team. So you will have the ability to do that.
Yeah, there's a question also in regards to quantum computing application research group or support R&D in this area, if Bosch is already active. So we started that. Yeah, we are on the corporate research side. We are observing that area, and we are also engaged in public funded projects here to get into that area. And I think there's a question in regards to the presentation.
Yes, everybody that have for the webinar today will receive the presentation, and you will have access also to the recorded version. So you can review all the answers from Heribert and also the detailed presentation. So yes, you will get that.
Yeah, and the question in regard to stereoscopic camera technology, yes, you can apply if there is something behind which is really disruptive. As you know, stereoscopic cameras are already in the market, so please indicate what is really behind and why you are thinking this is great.
So Georgios, you already applied, and indeed you have two more questions to be filled in. Will be your quality of your team and the strength of your team, actually, and also if you have already some discussion with the Bosch group. So that's part of the application process, and Amira will contact you directly, as she wrote in her message. So indeed.
Yeah, and the fun list on the application side for the forum is normally over 100 companies apply to that, and we invite 15.
Yeah. It's actually, yes, it's quite a lot of companies. That's why, again, your application form is quite important. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Great opportunity for collaboration if you are selected. So really make it right and make it as soon as you can.
Travel costs are not covered. You will be invited to pitch to the Bosch group, but you have to take care for your own travel costs. The interest in computational chemistry from Renier, material design. We are struggling with materials overall. Of course, we are using that, but I think the computational chemistry here, simulation models in that area, the strategic relevance, I think, is not sufficient enough. So we have to consider if this makes sense then so that you apply. So Georgios, in which of the business units have you seen higher urgency in terms of securing their data? I think all have to take care to have secured the data, yeah? Especially in the IoT space, where you collect a lot of data in the cloud. You have to take care for that, but also in the home appliance areas, in the automotive areas. So this is a general problem which has to be solved. A typical time horizon for investments, ask John. I interpret that how long what is the time to make the due diligence and to pursue on an investment? Yeah, it's between 3 to 6 months. If it is not a seed investment goes quicker. In 4 weeks, 6 weeks, we are able to do that. In regards of the overall investment horizon, we are supporting the company as much as it is needed to get to a success. Yeah, with our follow-on investments. What would be the position of Bosch related to blockchain technologies? Of course, very important. We from RBVC, so the venture arm, brought up that topic in the Bosch group. And you know that we recently made also an investment in IOTA. And we are also had a board seat in the foundation. So we are actively involved in all kinds of blockchain technologies, especially if it is in relation to the IoT, which is one of the main future business sectors of the Bosch Group. We are an AI-based e-commerce company. E-commerce is not so much in our strategic focus. Of course, it could help in the activities in driverless cars, but it's not in the sector where we are really active. So we have also to consider that this is not in a strategic manner. Can be self-driving advanced algorithms assumed as next generation computing? Yes, of course. As I mentioned, we are invested already in such a company, AI Motive. They are active in that area, and of course, and I said that they saw that the algorithms they developed, that there is no hardware really available on a cost level which is needed to be implemented in the automotive industry. How ready does the tech has to be? It could be also the idea. So we, as I said, we also invest in seed companies. Yeah, if the product, the idea is really disruptive, and we see that, we can, from our side, from the venture arm, we can do an investment up to 500K and make a schedule of approximately 1 year where you have to reach together agreed milestones, and then we decide if we want to pursue on follow-on investments and to do a full-blown due diligence during a round A. Any idea what will be the topic of 2019? Not yet, no.
Any suggestion? Maybe Norbert has some ideas to share.
Thanks, Norbert, for the question. Does Bosch take a look on AR and VR? Yes, this is a hot topic. Yeah, AR and VR is a technology which is important for us. We are using that already in various industries, and we have also an active investment from RBVC in wave optics, which is developing a nice technology for AR and VR. So smart cities and safe and smart cities, is this in focus? Yes, as IoT is in our focus, also smart cities is in our focus. Yes. Our end customer electronic diagnostic tools, next generation computing. Yeah, we have to have a look on that. If it makes sense, then yeah, please describe it and we will give you a feedback.
So we just have 3 more questions, and I think after that we're gonna have to end the session.
We do natural user interaction based on gaze, main focus speech, gesture. Oh, for PC and AR, what would that be relevant? Yeah, it is relevant, as I said already. Speech, gesture, for AR. If it is focused on computer games, yes and no. If it is the first business vertical where you are active to get to revenue, okay, but there should be also a clear path to the automotive or to other areas where we are active, as we are not in gaming industry. Yeah, one of our first AR investment was in a gaming company, but with the focus on and the opportunity that it will also shift with that technology to any industrial or automotive areas, yeah, or household appliances, automotive aftermarket. There are different opportunities to do that. Are you interested in licensing plate recognition of cars? So what's new behind that? I think this is already done in the industry, so you can do that for toll collection. Deep learning is of interest if there is a link to the next generation computing. If we are selected, can we use your manufacturer blend in Montville? Yes, of course, if it makes sense. We had also a company under due diligence, Devialet. They are this a nice, very expensive loudspeaker, yeah, Bluetooth loudspeaker. and this loudspeaker will be produced in Monville. Yeah, but before we made a due diligence on that company. Yeah. Interested in quantum machine learning? Yes, yes, of course. Yeah, I think this were all the questions.
Yeah, and I think the question shows that the company that participates to the webinar have a clear understanding of what the Bosch Group is looking for when it's deal with next generation computing.
Yeah,
so through the question, we can see there is already a good match.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So
Looks
again,
good.
yeah, I think it's exactly. Don't hesitate, apply, and as I said, you're gonna have feedback. So that's always a good information for you. So don't hesitate to do it. So I think we're going to close this session for today. You will receive the presentation. You will receive also the recording. So don't hesitate if you have any questions to contact us. We wish you good luck in your application and thank you very much for your participation. Thank you very much, Heribert, for your time. It was very, very useful for all of us. Yeah. And also for your very detailed answer to all those questions. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your support. Yeah, Charles from Blumorpho. Yeah, well organized. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Talk to you soon, all of you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.